Creating memories worth repeating. Hi, I'm Coaster Cat, aka Roller Coaster Rider, and today's top 5 is the top 5 additions I would like to see Dollywood add. I went to this park in 2014, and I'm not going to get into it, but I didn't have the best experience. It's not my favorite park because of some of the employee and park decisions. I was also an idiot and didn't get cinnamon bread. So hopefully some of some of the problems that I had aren't still going on. But if they are, well, here are top 5. Well, actually, more like top 8 or top 9. But I'm only going to do 5, and the rest are going to be simple honorable mentions. So anyway, Dollywood. From our family to yours. Number 5. If you're familiar with my top 5s, then I'm gonna clearly sound like a broken record, but eh, it's it's my opinion, so whatever. I want lap bars on Mystery Mine, and I want new style soft over-the-shoulder restraints on Tennessee Tornado. Tennessee Tornado, it was a good ride, but at the same time, it was still a little bumpy because of those typical Aero-style horse collar restraints. So I would like to see soft straps added, because when you wear those, it's kind of like wearing a backpack where it's almost impossible to bang your head, and you would have to force yourself to bang your head. And remember when I said I didn't like some of the policies? Well, Mystery Mine, I wasn't able to ride because the employees wouldn't push down the lap bar. Or, I mean, the over-shoulder restraints. You had to kind of, like, hug yourself, kind of like... Right now I'm doing, like, an I Dream of Jeannie thing, and you had to kind of, like, do that to push down your lap bar, or push down your over-the-shoulder restraints until it was at an appropriate level. And from what I've heard, the ride has gotten pretty rough. So what I would like to see them do is call up Gerstlauer and get new trains with lap bars only. Lap bar only trains would make the ride much smoother, and Gerstlauer looping coasters do go upside down that have lap bars. So I think this would be an easy fix. I don't understand why Dollywood hasn't, and I would like to see them do this. This would accommodate more people and, have the employees be able to touch the restraints and not give stupid, moronic excuses as to why they can't. Because let's be honest, if I wasn't a coaster enthusiast and was, general public or dumb, then I could have probably sued them if I wanted to. I'm not going to get into it, but yeah. So anyway, moving on. Number 4, since Dollywood is practically a year-round park at this point, and in the Smoky Mountains it can get kind of cold, I'm guessing. I went in August, I believe, August or September. I would like to see them do something that they had done surveys for, of if people would want to see this. An interactive dark ride. Hopefully by Sally, although I'm sure Tech could give you a good one. No questions asked. One rumor that they had was something called the Henhouse Scramble, where it was essentially you going through a barn and, I don't know, I guess they're hitting chickens or something. At least that's what it sounds, at least that's what that name would imply to me. So I would like to see them do this, and especially since they got rid of River Battle, which was an interactive boat ride. Hopefully they can add something like this. It's a wonderful family attraction, and it would give them another indoor attraction during the cold months. Number 3, I'd like to see a couple more flat rides. Yeah, they have flat rides in the country fair area, but really that's only one section out of like 9. They do have a bunch of other small kiddie attractions, but not, in my opinion, not enough to be a full, well-rounded park. One idea that I had was the new pathway that they added from... Oh, where was it? The new pathway that they added, I'll put in a disclaimer here. basically the new pathway to make the park a complete loop. I was thinking that uh, a major thrill ride in that area would be very marketable in that for the park. And my addition or suggestion for a major flat ride is one of my favorite flat rides, the Zamperla Giant Discovery. This can accommodate 40 riders an hour, go to about 130, 140 feet spinning, and can carry 800 riders an hour. You don't feel like you're spinning, which is good if you're motion sick, and you also get a little pop of airtime. It's also size friendly, so if you can't fit on Mystery Mine, like me, this is something you can easily fit on and is a very fun ride. Plus, the park has a good relationship with Zamperla, being that many of the rides in the Country Fair area were Zamperla, and also uh, the new kids coaster that they added is also Zamperla, as well as plenty of other attractions that have been added to other Herschend parks. Number 2, I would like to see the park, although it's pretty unlikely considering how they added Wild Eagle, but one thing that ever since Six Flags Magic Mountain added Tatsu, and how the ride just goes over and around the terrain and has huge elements much larger than you would find on a typical, at the time, Superman Ultimate Flight or Air slash Galactica, or even to a certain degree about similar to Manta. I would like to see the park add a custom-designed B&M flying coaster that uses the terrain, has huge hills, huge drops, huge elements, huge inversions, and is very unique and compact, and uses the terrain to its full advantage. I am aware that this would probably be very pricey, but I'm sure Dollywood could easily afford it and then some. So this is my addition. A B&M flyer. I don't know. If I were to take a guess, maybe theme it to butterflies, because Dolly is a huge fan of butterflies. And the number 1 addition. The number 1 thing that I think Dollywood should add. The number 1 thing that I think would be very successful and would elevate this park from already A- B plus park into an A plus park and be on the radar for every coaster enthusiast from now probably until the end of time. Fury 3, 2, 5. A B&M Giga Coaster. The park does have an airtime machine in Lightning Rod. However, let's be honest, it hasn't been the most successful addition. So I would like to see them add a B&M Giga Coaster, and considering the terrain around Dollywood, I'm sure they could only make it like maybe 140 feet, and then have like a 300 plus foot drop down into a ravine, and have plenty of hills and airtime galore. Airtime is something the park doesn't really have a whole lot of, again, apart from Lightning Rod, but if you exclude that, the park doesn't really have that major airtime machine. So I would like to see them do this. Plus, it seems to be lately that when you add a B&M Giga Coaster, your park goes into that next tier. So yeah, that's the number 1 addition I would like to see Dollywood add, a B&M Giga Coaster. Either well over 300 feet, or with a drop of over 300 feet. And whilst the other ones were built, Leviathan and Fury 325, well, they seem to be designed more for speed and maneuvers, because they already had airtime hypercoasters in their park. Because this park doesn't have a hypercoaster, I would love to see them go all out and just have an airtime machine from beginning to end with insane B&M airtime. So that is my number 1 wish, a B&M Giga Coaster. Bonus features! A unique non-alcoholic drink. Disney and Universal have had success with this, with the Cozy Cone, with LeFou's Brew, and with, butterbeer. And since Dollywood is a dry park, it would it makes sense for them to offer a unique type of soda or a unique type of drink, just something that is unique. Maybe it could be even themed to one of their coasters, or maybe it could be Dolly's drink, something like that. A themed water park ride. One podcast that I listen to, they're not a huge they don't want to go to Dollywood's Splash Country because there's not that unique special themed water park ride. So I'm suggesting something like Journey to the Center of the Earth at Waterworld in Denver, Colorado. Obviously, it would have to be differently themed, but a very themed water ride. And the final one, a Soarin' knockoff style simulator ride. If you remember, they had something called the. What is it? They had something. They had a simulator ride. I'll post a picture here somewhere. That featured Dolly Parton, and her friend, I believe Clovis or Clovers, one of those names, essentially going around the Smoky Mountains, and it was a simulator attraction. They have since replaced it, but I'm sure a Soarin' recreation of it, where you go around the Smoky Mountains and maybe even around the world, or maybe all around Tennessee, would be a big hit with the market. And again, an indoor attraction for those colder months. So overall, if Dollywood does any of these, especially if they add lap bars to Mystery Mine, you can bet I'll be back. I'll be back because I really want to go back, but it's that Mystery Mine incident that has really scared me from going back, and Lightning Rod's questionability in terms of operations has also kind of scared me from going back. Not in like a terrified way, but just in like a, well, I'm not going until that's open, or I'm not going until I can fit on that, because, yeah. Anyway, I guess I've done some big parks lately. You know what? I think it's time to go back to Fun Country. Bye.